Is it on? Yeah, okay, we're live. Hello, everybody. Spokane Steve here. It's time once again for Strat-O-Matic baseball. Franklin likes the ballpark, and he's in the right field bleachers with his glove. Hello, Kenyon Gray. Today we have the Astros at the Cubs, the third game of a three-game series. Now, you guys who have been here all along know that the first two games of this series were nothing short of wild. Cubs won them both. The Astros 18-14 now. Chicago 13-15, and you might remember they started 1-10. So they've won 12 of their last 17 games. They're creeping up. And hello to Ben Witz. As you can see, here's your starting pitchers for today. Turk Farrell, the proud recipient of a coffee bath earlier in the year, will start for the Astros. And Bill Hands starts for the Cubs. Let's take a look at their replay records here. You can see the cards. 4.6 ERA Farrell, 4.58 for Hands. Would appear to be, at least on the surface, pretty evenly matched. Farrell, you can see, not a lot of on base against lefties, but does he give up some bombs? More on base off of Hands, but less power. Farrell so far has made 4 starts. He's 1-1 with a 4.07 ERA in the replay, 24 innings, 31 hits. So he scattered them. He walked 8 and struck out 17. Just 4 home runs in the 24 innings. I say just 4. That's actually a lot, but considering the card, maybe say just 4. Hands, on the other hand, has made 4 starts, 3 relief appearances. He's 1-2 with a high 5.88 ERA, 26 innings, 27 hits, 14 walks, 15 strikeouts. And greetings to Frank. Frank likes those feisty Astros. I'm pretty sure the Cubs won the first 2. I know they won the wild 10-9 game. Let me take a look at past box scores here. Yeah, they did. 12-5 and 10-9. Uh-oh, Mookie's on the field. Come on now. Are you going to act up today, huh? Is this your day to act up? Okay. Well, as Hands gets ready to work... Oh, yeah, I was going to mention that. Thank you, Frank. Frank, who's been playing... he got the 66 cards. I've mentioned this before, but anyway, he played this game yesterday. The pre-play, yes, Cubs 7-2, 7-1 in real life. We'll see how we fare today. Here's the Astros lineup. Joe Morgan at second base leads it off. Sonny Jackson, the shortstop, hits second. Jimmy Wynn, center field, hitting third. Jim Gentile at first base is in the cleanup spot. Rusty Staub in right field hits fifth. Bob Aspromani at third base hits sixth. Lee Mays in left hitting seventh. John Bateman will do the catching and hit 8th, with Farrell, the pitcher, batting 9th. Setting the Cubs defensively for you, it's Randy Hundley behind the plate, Mr. Cobb Ernie Banks at first, Beckert and Kessinger up the middle with Ron Santo down at third, and the outfield left to right of Brown, Phillips, and Billy Williams. And a shout out to Kelly. John Wise. I was trying to think of that yesterday, Frank. Thank you. Yeah, I wonder indeed who he just hexed. He put the horns to somebody. I'm borrowing your line now, but I like it, so what the heck. All right, we're about ready to get started here, guys. Hands ready to work. Here's Joe Morgan to lead things off. Morgan comes in hitting just .211, but with 31 walks and 28 runs scored, nobody's complaining. 2 homers, 14 RBIs. His hands set. The windup to pitch to little Joe Morgan is a 6-7, and he walks him. Morgan, I'm quite sure that's 32 walks now. I'm going to look it up, but I'm quite sure that leads the league. Let's go here to league stats under league leaders. All right, where's Wall? Yeah, he leads. Oh my God, it's not even close. 32 walks. Jim Wynn is second in the league with 22. So Morgan aboard. We'll have to check the Cub battery now. Hands a 0. Hundley is 0. So Morgan, a star 15 stealer, will be held on at 13. And the batter will be Sonny Jackson. Jackson hitting .285, 1 homer, 8 RBIs now. He's swinging away against Hands. Here's the pitch from the stretch. It's going to be a 2-7 right-handed. Single into right field, an open single. Morgan can try to go to third on that. He's a 15 to third, 17. Williams a +1, 18. And the Cubs will just cut that off and hold Jackson at first. So Morgan goes into third on the single by Jackson. And right off the bat, the Astros have runners at the corners and nobody out. Jackson being held at 17. And he's going to try for that lead. Jimmy Wynn comes in. Wynn, the leading hitter on the Houston Ball Club, hitting .365 now, 8 home runs and a league-leading 34 runs batted in. Here's the lead attempt for Jackson, 2 through 5, 11 or 12. 7, he does not get it. What is he on the back number? He's 10 on the back number. And Wynn will hit away. Infield at double play depth in the early going. Hands delivers to the toy cannon on a 4-6 right-handed, and that is a single 2 stars into right center, cut off by Phillips. Morgan can walk home. Jackson rounds and heads into third. And it's an RBI single for Jimmy Wynn. Houston takes the 1-0 lead. Wynn, a star 15 stealer. He'll be held at 13. And the Houston Astros waste no time jumping on Bill Hands here in the first inning. Next up will be Jim Gentile. He's hitting .255, 1 homer, 15 RBIs. And greetings to Franklin as well. Hello, Franklin. Actually, I already greeted you, didn't I? See, this is how bad I am. This is how terrible the age-appropriate short-term memory is. Yes, you sat down in the right field bleachers with your glove. Okay, here's Gentile. Infield back runner being held. Hands out of the stretch now on a 1-9. Struck him out. That's the first out of the inning. Gentile waves and misses in a Hands curve. And here's Rusty Staub now. Staub hitting .350. 5 homers, 29 RBIs, also among the league leaders in RBIs. Wynn still being held in field at double play depth. Here's the pitch to Staub. That's going to be a 5-4 left-handed. It's a fly to center field X. Tough play for Phillips, a 3-E9. He's headed back now, going back on it. Here's the roll. On a 13, he makes the catch. Jackson will tag and score. That'll go as a sac fly for Rusty Staub, and it's 2-0. Staub gave it a ride. Whoops, no, that's not 8. Sorry, that's 8, not 9. See if I can correct that. Sac fly to 8X. Thank you, Ben. Bill Williams at home plate umpire. Here's Aspromani now hitting .250, 3 homers, 16 RBIs. Wynn still being held. Here's the pitch. That's a 3-3 right-handed base hit into center field, an open single. No, you can't come down here. I'm sorry. It's an open single. Wind can go to third. Okay, let's look at it again. 3-3 to center. 2 outs, so it's 15-17. Phillips a 0. They're going to send him, and the Cubs will cut it off again. Hold Aspromani at first on that one. Wynn takes third. And here's Lee May. I'll tell you guys, I've tried to learn my lesson about throwing to third base or home early in the game when you have very little chance of getting the guy out. Better to cut it off. Especially with 0 or 1 out, keeps the double play in order. That's not true in this case, as there's 2 outs. Lee May, the hitter, he's hitting .299, 5 homers, 16 RBIs. Here's the pitch from Hands now on a 4-4 left-handed. It's a grounder to third base X. That's the Gold Glover, Santo, to the line, 1E27. On a 19, fine play by Santo. Long throw across in time, and the side is retired. 5-3X. The Astros strike for 2 on 3 hits and a walk. They leave a pair. And after half an inning of play, it's Houston 2, Chicago coming to bat against Turk Farrell. As Farrell takes his warm-ups, I will give you the Cubs lineup. Adolfo Phillips leads off in center field. Glenn Beckert, the second baseman, in the 2 spot. Billy Williams in right field in the customary 3 spot. Ron Santo, the cleanup man, at third base. Santo made that fine play to end the first. Ernie Banks, Mr. Cub, at first base, hitting 5th. Byron Brown in left, bat 6th. Randy Hundley will do the catching and hit 7th. Don Kessinger at short hits 8th. And Hands, the pitcher, hits 9th. Houston defensively has Bateman catching, Gentile at first, Morgan and Jackson up the middle with Aspromani down at third, and the outfield left to right of May, Wynn, and Staub. Mookie was headed for first. I don't know where he went. He's frisky today. Now he's out of the picture. You know how kittens are. He just gets the zoomies sometimes, and then he usually calms right down. Okay, Farrell's ready to work here as Adolfo Phillips steps in. Phillips hitting .286, 2 homers, 14 RBIs, right-handed batter. Farrell, the windup and the pitch. That's a 5-8 right-handed. It's a grounder into the hole at short. Sonny Jackson's there. Long throw just in time to nip the speedy Phillips, and there's 1 down. That'll bring up Beckert. Beckert hitting .344 so far. No homers, 9 RBIs. When I look at Beckert's numbers, keep in mind he actually hit .287 this season in real life. 656 at bats. Reminds me of his 71 season when he hit, I want to say .342. 71 season is memorable for me largely because that was the first Strat-O-Matic set to be 2-sided. In other words, to have the lefty-righty. Farrell staring in. Here's the pitch to Glenn Beckert. It's a 4-12 right-handed. Slow roller to third. Aspromani charges it, throws him out for out number 2. Absolutely, Ben. Yeah, anybody's game still at this point. With 2 questionable pitchers on the mound. And now here's Billy Williams with 2 outs, nobody on. Billy has got his average up to .291. 6 home runs, 18 RBIs. Farrell through the windup. It's a 2-5 righty. Base hit up the middle. So Billy Williams, you might remember, started off the season ice cold. But he's bringing his numbers into line as of late. And that'll bring up Santo. Santo's numbers already are in line. He leads the club in batting at .364, 5 home runs, and a team-leading 27 RBIs, which would place him among the league leaders. Farrell from the stretch now. 1-6 right-handed. It's a triple to 9 on a 15. That's going to be a long single. Williams will round and head to third. And with 2 outs, Chicago has runners at the corners. Tying runs on base. There are 2 away, however. No, I agree, Frank. I look at this team on paper and yeah, when they started the year 0-6 and 1-11, I was just shaking my head. Ernie Banks will be the hitter now. Runners at the corners and 2 down. Banks hitting .225, 2 homers, a dozen RBIs. Farrell trying to get out of this inning now as he comes from the stretch. And the pitch to Ernie is a 5-6 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. So Farrell gets out of it. For the Cubs, no runs, 2 hits, they leave a pair. How often the 2-out rallies fail, right? Here's Hans getting ready. It'll be Bateman, Farrell, and Morgan for Houston. Bateman batting .240, 3 home runs, 15 RBIs on the season. Here's the pitch now. It's a 3-10 right-handed. It's high fly ball to deep left field. Going back is Brown to the track, to the wall. It's gone. Home run, John Bateman. Holy smoke, that makes it 3-0. Let's take another look. 3-10 righty, homer to 14. The rule is a 2. And for Bateman, his 4th home run of the season. Here's Farrell now, decent hitting pitcher, 6 right-hander with end power. The pitch from Hans on a 4-9, grounder down to third. That's Santo. Throws him out, 1 away. Right, OG, except in 2016. I had a bet on that one, too. It's another one of the few I've won. I tend to remember the losses more, but that was a win. And Rick, you're absolutely right. It is what it is. They're actually at the point now, though, in this replay where they're overachieving at 13 and 15. Not bad for starting 1 and 10. Here's Morgan now with 1 down. Hands into the windup. Pitch to Little Joe is a 1-6 right-handed, and he walks for the 2nd time. And that's what these Astros have done all season. They get Morgan and Jackson on, and these guys wreak havoc on the bases. Win, Gentile, Staub, bring them home. Morgan held at 13. Morgan on the season has stolen 5 bases and been caught twice. Jackson's going to hit away. Here's the pitch from Hans from the stretch. It's a 3-8 grounder down to first base. White of first. Banks has it. To Kessinger for 1. Back to Banks, not in time. That'll be a 3-6 force. Morgan is forced, and now Jackson aboard with 2 outs will be held at 17. And that's too tempting to pass up even with 2 outs. 2 through 5, 11, and 12. 12, he's got the lead. The pitch to win, 1-17. Throw from Hundley, he's stolen it. Sonny Jackson steals 2nd. For Sonny, his 4th steal of the season. And here's the next pitch to Jimmy Wynn. That's going to be a 5-5 right-handed grounder to shortstop X. Kessinger into the hole, a 2E40. Here's the play. On an 8, it's the E range. It's a 2. This looks bad. Two base error, 1 through 5 on the white die. That's a two base error and the run scores. Holy cow. So Kessinger gloves it but throws it over Banks' head. That will allow Jackson to score. Costly error there by Kessinger. That makes it 4-0. And here's Gentile. I like that, OG. Shocked not. E40. The two base error is pretty rare, though, isn't it? I mean, that's you've got to roll the 2, and in some cases, you even have on the roll of a 2, you've got the split result on the white die. Okay, here's Gentile. Win at second, 2 down. The pitch from Hands is a 6-10 left-handed. Slow roller to first. Banks will take it to the bag, and that'll do it. 2 more for Houston on just 1 hit. There was an error. So that's 1 unearned run for Hands. I'm laughing at Franklin's comment there. Plus, I always enjoyed the word kook. Anyway, let's face it, who doesn't? What a great word. What a kook. Okay, Farrell set to work here in the bottom of the second. Byron Brown will start it off. Brown hitting .250, 4 homers, 13 RBIs. The right-hander winds and deals. That's a 1-5. Base hit up the middle for Byron Brown. Leadoff single for Byron. And here's Randy Hundley now. Hundley hitting .267, 4 homers, 18 RBIs. Farrell out of the stretch. That's a 2-8 right-handed. He pops him up left side. Jackson will take it. And that's 1 away. And the sports book is open. Okay, OG taking your bets now. I love it. Here's Kessinger. Switch hitter batting lefty. Don comes into the game at .258. No home runs, just 5 runs batted in. Farrell from the stretch. 3-7 right-handed. It's a fly ball into right field. Stobbs right there to make the catch. And there's 2 away. That'll bring up Hands. Hands, a poor hitter, 1W right-hander. Farrell's pitch is a 4-8, single to 16, and would you look at that? Hands has himself a single, a 1-star single. Brown will hold at second. So Bill Hands keeps the inning going with a 2-out single. And that'll give Adolfo Phillips a chance. He grounded to short his first time up. Runners take their lead first and second. Farrell checks the runners, now comes to the plate, 6-11 right-handed. It's a base hit into left field. It's an open single. Brown could try to score on that. He's 12, 2 outs, 14. May plus 1, 15. God, they trail by 4, though. I'm going to send him. Here's the play at the plate. He scores. Hands, the pitcher running. He'll stop at second. So that's an RBI single for Phillips. That makes it 4-1, and Glenn Beckert comes to bat. Beckert grounded to third his first time up. 3 hits in the inning off of Farrell, trying to close the door here now. From the stretch, the pitch to Beckert is a 3-9 right-handed, a liner right into the glove of Sonny Jackson. Oh my! Jackson took a possible hit away from Beckert there. And the Cubs settle for 1 run on 3 hits. They leave a pair. We played 2 innings. It's 4-1 Astros. So we've already upset the real life score and Frank's pre-play score. I like that pre-play. Yeah, they got on the board. Heck yeah. As long as Farrell's out there for Houston, there's hope, right? Of course, the same is true for Hands, I suppose. We go to the 3rd. Staub, Aspromani, and May due for Houston. Rusty Staub had a sacrifice fly his first time up, standing in from the left side as Hands comes set. The windup. Pitch to Rusty is a 3-11 right-handed. It's a grounder to first base. Banks to his right, feeds Hands covering. 1 down, and the batter will be Bob Aspromani. Aspromani singled his first time up. Hands into the windup now. Pitch to Bob is a 2-8 comebacker. Hands has it. Flips to Banks. And there's 2 away. So 3-1 and 1-3. And here's Lee May. May grounded to third his first time up. Hands trying to settle his game now, as his game down now, as he winds and deals to May on a 4-3 left-handed. It's a fly to right field X. That'll be Billy Williams. Williams ranging towards the line. He's a 3-8. And here's the play on a 19. A fine running catch by Billy Williams to retire the side. 1-2-3 inning for Hands. And we go to the bottom of the 3rd, still 4-1 Houston. Farrell getting loose now. Cubs taunting him from the bench. You need a cup of coffee, Turk? Williams will lead it off. He singled his first time up. Farrell into the windup now. The pitch to Billy Williams is a 6-2 left-handed. It's a grounder to the pitcher X. Farrell a 4-E-19. And here's the play. On a 4, it's the E-raid. So he got the roll of a 9 on an E-19, and Farrell makes the play. Nice play, Farrell. 1-3X, Williams is retired. And here's Ron Santo now. Santo also singled in the first. Farrell into the windup. That's going to be a 4-8 right-handed. Single to 16, and it is knocked down by a diving Gentile who feeds Farrell covering for the out. Would you look at that play? Let's take a look here. 4-8, single to 16. He rolls the 17. And Gentile able to make the play for the second out. 2 outs, nobody on, and here's Ernie. Ernie struck out against Farrell his first time up. And here's the pitch. That's a 5-10 right-handed grounder to shortstop X. That's Jackson. Jackson ranging behind the bag, a 3E40. On a 13, he makes the play and throws him out. 2 X plays in the inning. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Turk Farrell. We're a third of the way through. It's 4-1 Astros. Oh, gee, it's not clear whether or not you're a Cubs fan. A self-deprecating Cubs fan, or you're against the Cubs. It's difficult to tell. He's a diehard. Okay, there you go. 1 through 19, and it could be a 20. Boy, it feels that way when you're going badly, doesn't it? I've got some keeper league teams that feel that way to me here lately. We're going to the fourth. John Bateman, who homered his first time up, will lead things off for Houston. Hands is rated a 5 for endurance. Farrell's an S7. Hands gets the sign from Hunter. Here's the pitch to Bateman now on a 4-7 right-handed. It's a single to 10. On an 11, that liner is speared by a diving Santo. Nice grab, Santo. Oh my goodness, and here's Farrell. Right-handed hitter, the pitch from Hands, a 2-9, single to 6 on an 11. That liner is speared by Santo. Two shots down the line, both handled by the Gold Glover Santo. And here's Joe Morgan with 2 away. I'm laughing at Franklin's comment now. Franklin, tell us about the ballpark in Tampa. Here's the pitch to Joe Morgan. That's a 3-5 right-handed. A grounder to first base. Banks will take it himself. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Bill Hands, who quietly now has retired the last 7 in order. Alrighty, here's Farrell. It's going to be Brown, Hundley, and Kessinger. If anybody gets on, it's going to be a tough call this early in the game with Hands. Brown singled and scored the Cubs' only run so far in the second. Farrell staring in now. That's a 2-10 right-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Brown fans, and here's Hundley. Hundley popped to short his first time up. Farrell gets the sign from Bateman. Now here's the pitch. That's a 2-5, and he walks him. 1 out walk to Hundley. And here's Kessinger. Kessinger flew to right his first time up. Farrell working out of the stretch. Comes set, and the pitch for Kessinger is a 4-2 left-handed. That is a single to 6, but on a 14, that's going to hold up and right for Staub, who makes the catch for out number 2. Fourth inning. I'll throw it out to you guys. What do you want to do here? You want to hit for Hands or let him bat? I'm leaning let him bat with 2 outs. He's only pitched 4 innings. But I'm open to suggestion here. OG, Ben, seem to be the Cub fans here. I apologize if I'm missing somebody. Frank says they all want him to hit. Okay, my thoughts exactly. He's going to bat. The pitch from the Turk is a 5-7. Grounder to second base X. That's Morgan. Tough play. Little Joe ranging to his left. He's a 3-2-30. On a 4, he's not going to get that. He knocks it down but has no play. That's going to go as an infield single for Bill Hands, who's 2 for 2. And we were thinking about hitting for him. And here's Phillips. Yeah, nice point, OG. He's the only one getting on. I give you guys the credit for that one. I was leaning to leaving him in, though. That gives Phillips a shot here. He has the only RBI of the day for the Cubs. First and second, 2 down. Farrell studies the sign. Now from the stretch comes into Phillips with a 3-7 righty. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And the Cubs strand 2 more. things not going the Cubs' way today. Not really that surprising. Nobody expects them to sweep the series from Houston, right? Although they still could. It's 4-1 after 4. Exactly, Frank. I'm looking at it now. Yeah, he landed right between a double and a home run double. Oh my goodness. Okay, we let Hands bat. And he's 2 for 2, by the way. Getting ready to go in the 5th. It's the first potential fatigue inning for Hands, who's only a 5 here. He'll face Jackson, Wynn, and Gentile. Holy crap, OG. Here's the windup and the pitch to Sonny Jackson on a 1-5. He walks him. Not a good idea. Jackson will be held at 17 as Jimmy Wynn strides to the plate, the most dangerous hitter on this ball club, and Jackson's going to try for that lead now. 2 through 5, 11 or 12. 7, he does not get it. Okay, Wynn will hit away. He's 1 for 2. From the stretch, it's a 3-10 right-handed fly ball into right field. Billy Williams barely has to move, waiting for it to come down, and grabs it for out number 1. So Jimmy Wynn of late starting to show signs that he's actually human, and Jim Gentile will be the hitter. He's 0 for 2 today. Bill Hands from the stretch comes in there with a 5-6 left-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. His second time today he's fanned Gentile. And it's up to Rusty Staub. Oh my God, OG, are you sure your name isn't Bartman? Sorry, that's a bad joke. I couldn't resist. Could not resist. That was terrible. Boo. Here comes Staub. 0 for 1 today, sac fly in the first. Hands from the stretch. Pitch to Rusty is a 1-11. Pokes it down the third base line. There's Sano. Goes down to Beckert for the force. And that'll do it for Houston in the 5th inning. No runs, no hits, a man left. Hands have settled down. Close, Frank. I don't always get the win, but I never took a loss. I mean, Sutton never took the loss. They lost some games where he got a no decision. I'd like to return this. Well, what's your reasoning, sir? Spite. I'm sorry, sir, we don't return things for spite. He was a smart guy, Frank. I used to like just to listen to him on the post-game interviews. Sure, man, you can have a Sprite. Cubs coming to bat against Farrell in the bottom of the 5th. We'll have Beckert, Williams, and Sando. If anybody gets on, bank. This is the heart of their order. Farrell gets the sign from Bateman. The pitch to Glenn Beckert is a 6-3 right-handed. That is a single. Beckert a weak both ways. He rolls the 4, and it's a leadoff single for Beckert. So the poor Cubs, even when they hit Farrell's home run number, they do it with a weak batter. Now let's check the Astros' battery. Farrell a -1 hold, Bateman a 0. That would make Beckert a 15 not held. He's a star 16. They're going to hold him at 13, and Billy Williams will be the hitter. Okay, Beckert takes his lead. Farrell working out of the stretch. The pitch to Billy Williams on a 1-5. Grounds it down to first. Gentile has it down to Jackson for one. Back to first. Double play. Let's double check that. 1-5. Ground ball A to first. Williams hits into the twin killing. And there's 2 out and nobody on for Santo. Santo 1 for 2. The pitch from Farrell. 3-3 right-handed. Grounder to short. Jackson charging this one on the run. Throws him out, and that will do it for the Cubs. No runs a hit, nobody left. We played 5 innings here at Wrigley. Astros lead at 4-1. A 23-year-old. Yeah, I think we can all relate to that one, Frank. Yeah, Rick, I remember him on TBS. Back when it was the Superstation, right? I mean, there was a time where most of the games I watched were the Braves or the Cubs because they were always on TV. I think that was the 80s primarily, wasn't it? When did the floodgates open as far as being able to watch more games? God, when I was a kid, you had the game of the week. And if you were lucky, you'd get a couple of local games. I lived about halfway between LA and San Diego, so I would get up on the roof, and we had a big old antenna up there, and you had to turn it towards LA or towards San Diego, depending on what you wanted to get. And my dad would be down there with the living room window open, going, a little more to the left, a little more to the left. Stop! Okay, go back a little bit. Stop! Yeah, that was fun. I liked getting on the roof, though. What kid doesn't? Hans getting ready to work the 6th. That'll be his 2nd endurance inning. Aspromonte, May, and Bateman do. Bob Aspromonte 1 for 2 in this one. Hans into the windup now. The pitch is a 1-5 right-handed. He pops him up. Left side, Kessinger calling. He'll take it for out number 1. That'll bring up Lee May, the left-handed hitting outfielder, 0 for 2 this afternoon. Hands into the windup. Pitch to May is a 6-7 left-handed, and he loses him ball 4. Fourth walk issued by Hands in this one. May not a threat to steal. And the batter will be John Bateman, and they're stirring a bit down in the Cubs' pen now. Let's see who's due up. Cal Kuntz is the righty, Billy Heff the lefty down there. And here's Bateman. Bateman, a home run in the 2nd, line to 3rd in the 4th. That's pretty cool, Frank. That was high tech for that day, right? Mookie put the horns to the Cubs early. Well, it looks that way so far. Let's not give up hope. There's still time. Hands into the windup. Here's the pitch. That's a 4-8 to the righty, and he walks him. 2 back-to-back walks here in the 6th, and here comes DeRocher, and that's going to do it. He's seen enough. DeRocher, never a patient man. So 5 1/3 innings for Hands today. He gave up only 4 hits. It was the base on balls that was his undoing. He walked 5. struck out a pair. And they're going to go to the lefty Heft. With the pitcher due up, Billy Heft will come in and warm. Take his warm-up tosses. Let's look at his numbers while he does. He's been in 10 games, no record, and an ERA of 6 across 9 innings of work. Farrell, the right-handed hitter. Bunt situation, but he's a D bunter. Farrell, a pretty good hitting pitcher, but not very good bunter. He's going to hit away. The pitch to the Heft. 1-9, he walks him to load the bases. Oh my God. When it rains, it pours. 3 consecutive walks here in the 6th. Who said something about the 6th inning? I believe that was Franklin Long. Oh my goodness. Heft largely brought in to face Morgan and Jackson. Let's see how it goes. They're going to play it at double play depth. Maybe they shouldn't. I never pull the infield in with the bases loaded, though. On the other hand, Morgan against lefties does not have a ground ball A on his card. I rarely do this, but the Cubs are going to pull the infield in with 1 out and the bases loaded. Left on left, Heft comes into Morgan with a 6-9 right-handed, and that is driven to deep right field. Williams starts back, and it is a grand slam home run for Joe Morgan, and the Astros blow it open here in the 6th. Holy smoke, 3 walks and a blast. Let's take another look at it. 6'9" lefty, 1-12. He has the power against lefties. He's a weak against righties. Rolls the 4, and for Joe Morgan, just his 3rd home run of the season. That makes it 8-1. And is it, Frank, it is indeed a decisive blow. I like what Ben said there. You don't have to worry about where the infield is on this one. All right, Heft may as well stay out there now, facing Jackson. 1 for 2 with a walk. Left on left, it's a 6-7 grounder to second base. There's the ground ball A when you need, not when you need it, but after the fact, right? Ground ball A to second, too late. And here's the toy cannon, 1 for 3 today. Heft comes in with a 6-8 right-handed. That is a triple to 7. It will be a double on a 14. Jimmy Wynn with a 2-out double. And here's Gentile. Heft gets the sign. The pitch to Jim is a 5-11 left-handed. Single into center. Oh my goodness. He's brought in to get the lefties. He's not even getting the lefties out. Single to center. Wynn could score with 2 down, 15-17. Phillips a 0. They're going to send him. The throw to the plate. He scores. Gentile will hold it first. He's slower than molasses. But Wynn crosses the plate on the RBI single by Gentile, and that makes it 9-1. It's officially a laugher here, fellas. And the Astros will bat around in the 6th as Rusty Staub comes to the plate. The 6th inning every game this series, right? The pitch from Heft to Staub is a 6-9 left-handed, and that ball is absolutely crushed to right field. Williams starts back, And that's in the bleachers. Pretty close to Franklin, I think. A 2-run blast by Rusty Staub. On a 6-9. He has the power. 1 through 12, he rolls the 2. And here's Aspromani. 4-4 righty is catcher's card X. That's Hundley, a 2E6. Here's the play. Error range, it's a 4 on an E6. And he boots it. Can you believe this? Error Hundley. The second Cub error. Holy crap. And it's another left-handed batter, Lee May. Heft from the stretch. The pitch to May is a 5-7, single 2 stars. This is completely out of hand. I'm letting Heft face these lefties, and here comes DeRocher. He's seen enough. Kind of pointless at this juncture, but my God, he's not getting anybody out. He came in, walk, homer. He got 1 out. Double, single, homer. The error should have ended the inning. And then a single. All right, so let's see where we're at now. Who's going to be the long man today? Fergie Jenkins, he's got a ton of innings. Actually, he's too good to be the long man. Yeah, we're going to give it to Kuntz. I take that back. This is a better spot for Kuntz. We'll save Jenkins for a more leveraged situation. Gotcha, Frank. Frank agrees. Kuntz for mop-up. Bateman will be the hitter. He's already walked in this inning, homered earlier in the game. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Kuntz ready to work now. Here's the pitch to Bateman on a 2-9. Struck him out. And mercifully for the Cub fans, the inning comes to an end. Count them, 4, 7 runs. Holy smoke. On 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, they leave a pair. It's 11-1, guys. Now give me a minute while I move these over. It is the 6th inning. Let's not jump the gun down here. Okay, nobody in the park happier than Turk Farrell at the moment. As he takes the mound with a 10-run lead, he'll be facing Banks, Brown, and Hundley. Well, anybody heard any good jokes lately? Banks 0 for 2. Farrell with the pitch. That's going to be a 1-6 right-hander, little comebacker. Farrell will take it over to Gentile. 1 down. Here's Brown now, 1 for 2. Farrell gets the side, comes into Brown with a 5-3 right-hander. That's a fly to left field X. That's for May. May of 4E14. Tough play for the left fielder, racing towards the gap now. And he's not going to get that one. That's down for extra bases. Sell roll to the wall. Brown rounds and goes into second standing with a 1-out double. Well, Brown is 2 for 3, Frank. Here's Hundley, 0 for 1 with a walk. Farrell will have a lot of rope this inning. He's a 7-rated endurance starter as he pitches to Hundley. 6-8 right-handed as a grounder to second base. Morgan to his left has it, throws to Gentile as Brown takes third. Good one, Rick. Whoops, 6-8. Hang on. 6-8 strikeout. Thank you, Ben. And Ben saves the day. Oh, shoot. Able to reach it with my foot. Farrell, a right-hander, 6-8 to Hundley is a strikeout. So Brown does not go to third. Brown's still at second with 2 away, and here's Kessinger. Assist to Ben Witz there. Kessinger's flown to right twice. Big Stone Farrell is a 4-3 left-handed fly to right X. It's Staub. Staub, a 3E13. Here's the play. Error range on a 3, on a 13, 2-base error on Staub, and a run will come in. Brown scores on the error, first error for the Astros. That makes it 11-2. I'm going to let Kuntz bat. They got to get some innings out of somebody. You got Jenkins, the closer, Abernathy, and Henley down there. Let's not burn these guys up. They're punting. 4-5 right-handed ground, fly ball to right field. That's going to be Staub. He catches this one. And that retires the side. Cubs a run on a hit. That's an unearned run charged to Farrell. We played 6. It's 11-2 Houston. Not quite the effect he had in your game, however. What do you do in a game like this? You just keep going, right? I mean, Farrell will lead off the 7th. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Before we proceed, let's close the book on these 2 pitchers. Notice I paused there. 3, 4, 5 of the runs charged to hands. Hef came on, could only get 1 out. And he gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. He got 1 lousy out. He walked 2. No, he came in here. He walked 1. Did not strike out a batter. And he gave up 5 runs, 4 earned. No, that doesn't add up. 4. 6 for hands. I beg your pardon. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's right. So for Billy Heft, that's got to be the stinker of the year, doesn't it? Okay, here's Farrell to lead off the 7th. Kuntz with a 5-11 right-hander does a fly ball to right field X. That's going to be Williams, a 3-E-8. Here's the roll on the play. On a 7, he makes a fine running catch for the out. Nice play, Billy Williams. Top of the lineup, here's Morgan. Morgan walked twice and then put the death blow on the Cubs with a grand slam home run in the 6th. Kuntz stirring in now. The windup to pitch to Little Joe is a 6-9 fly ball to left field. Brown backing up and makes the catch 2 down. That'll bring up Sonny Jackson, 1 for 3 with a walk. Kuntz into the windup. It's a 6-7 left-handed, a grounder to second base X. That's going to be Beckert. Beckert, 2E26. Ranges to his left. Here's the play on an 18. He's got it. Flips to Banks, and the side is retired. 1-2-3 inning for Kuntz. And here's Farrell now. Farrell entering his first inning of potential fatigue here. And he'll be looking at the top of the Cubs order. We're going to move at a slightly quicker pace here. But first, since it's the 7th inning stretch, and now here's something we hope you'll really enjoy. Remember that for Rocky and Bullwinkle? Exactly. Here is Phillips now, 1 for 3. The pitch from Farrell is a 5-9 right-handed fly ball into right. Staub waits for it to come down and squeezes it for the first out. Here's Beckert now, 1 for 3. Farrell with the pitch. It's a 4-5 right-handed fly ball to right. Staub again towards the line on that one and grabs it for out number 2. That'll bring up Billy, 1 for 3. Farrell with the pitch to Billy Williams. That's a 5-7 left-handed grounder to second base X. That's Morgan, a 3E30, and here's the play. On a 1, he's not going to get that. That's through into right field for a single, and Billy's 2 for 4. That'll bring up Sano, who's been hot of late, 1 for 3 today. Farrell out of the stretch on a 3-8 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We're through 7. It's 11-2. Well, they can't all be good ones, guys. Sorry about that. Oh, heck. Thank you, Ben. I'm just going to put some arrows here. That should be enough to keep me from messing it up. Okay, Kuntz back out there. Wynn, Gentile, and Staub in the 8th. The pitch from Kuntz is a 5-10 right-handed fly ball into right field. Williams is there, and there's one out. Here's Gentile now. He's 1 for 4 today as Kuntz set. The pitch to Jim is a 3-10 right-handed. That ball is driven to deep right field. Williams back at the track, at the wall, leaps. It's gone. Home run Gentile. Let's take another look. 3-10 righty, homer to 15. He rolls the 14. That makes it 12-2 Astros. And for... crap, who did I say it was? For Jim Gentile, just his 2nd home run of the season. Here's Staub now. Staub 1 for 3, 2-run homer of his own today. The pitch from Kuntz on a 5-9 lefty, swung on and missed, strike 3. 2 down, and here's Aspermani. 1 for 4 for Bob today as Kuntz delivers a 4-11 right-handed. It's a fly to left field X. That's going to be Brown, a 4E12. Brown racing back, still going back. 4E12 on a 17. He makes a fine running catch for the out. How about that, Brown? Astros tack one on the Gentile homer. You're not kidding there. Oh my goodness. Bottom of the 8th is Banks, Brown, and Hundley. Farrell looking for a complete game here now. Who would have thought that coming into this? Goes into his windup. The pitch to Banks. 1-5 righty, grounder down to 3rd. That's going to be Aspermani. Throws him out. Here's Brown now. 2 for 3 today. As Farrell comes back, the pitch to Brown. It's a 5-9 right-handed fly ball into right. Staub drifts over a bit and grabs it for out number 2. That'll bring up Hundley, 0 for 2 with a walk. That's a 1-5, swung on and missed, strike 3. 1-2-3 inning for Farrell. Oh my goodness. Picking out the player of the game. Yeah, Farrell, if he gets the complete game. Joe Morgan had a pretty good day too. May, Bateman, and Farrell against Kuntz. Pitch to May is a 6-12 lefty. It's a grounder to the pitcher X. Kuntz is a 2E13. Here's the play now. On a 6, the error range. It's the roll of a 4 on a 13, and he boots it. The 3rd Chicago error of the day. So May aboard on the error. And here's Bateman. 1 for 3 with a walk, homered in the 2nd. 3-8 righty. It's a high fly ball to deep left. Brown back, leaps up. It's off the wall. Just missed getting it out of here on a 14. That's going to be a double. And we're going to go ahead and just hold May at 3rd on that. Really no point pouring any more salt into the wound at this point. Farrell will hit. Kuntz has worked 3 1/3. A 4-inning starter. No, I'm sorry, 2 1/3. So he's fine. The pitch to Farrell, it's going to be a 5-6 right-handed, and Farrell rips it down the left field line for a 2-bagger. May will score. Bateman will score. And man, you talk about adding insult to injury. It's a 2-run double by Farrell. That makes it 14-2. This has got to be the silliest game of the year here on game 295. Kuntz comes into Morgan at 5-7 and strikes him out. Here's Jackson now. Kuntz delivers a 4-7, single to 12 on a 5th. That's not flat. I have to roll it. 20, he is out. I felt bad even doing that. It's a liner to Banks. But it is what it is. He rolled the out anyway, and here's the toy cannon. That is a 6-6 righty. That's a single to left field for win. The pitcher will hold. Pitchers don't run normally. And here's Gentile, homered in his last at bat. He is 2 for 5. Nobody warming in the Cub bullpen. The pitch to Jim is a 6-7, grounder to second base X. That's Beckert. Beckert 2E26. Here's the roll on the play. On a 5, he makes a nice play to retire the side. 2 more, another unearned one, and that would be for Kuntz. And the misery is almost over here. 14-2. Farrell looking for the complete game. Yeah, with the 2-run double and the walk, that kind of leans player of the game his way, doesn't it? Kessinger, a batter, and Phillips. Farrell ready to work. Pitch to Don Kessinger is a 6-5 left-handed. That is, of course, a single. 6-5 homer, Kessinger a week. And now let's see who's going to hit. Against the righty, could be Altman. And it will be. George Altman grabs the bat. Left-handed hitter. Farrell out of the stretch now. Delivers the pitch to Altman. On a 4-7, that's a double to 3, but that's playable in left for May, who makes the catch for the first out. Here's Adolfo Phillips now, 1 for 4 on the day. Farrell from the stretch. 2-7 right-handed, he walks him. And now one more hitter walk will fatigue Farrell. And I might let him go a couple of batters anyway. That was no goat. That was Mookie. Beckert 1 for 4. Farrell checks the runner. Comes in there with a 2-9 right-handed. It's a grounder to short. Jackson goes to Morgan for 1, and that's all they'll get. Phillips came in and broke that up. They'll go as a 6-4 force. Kessinger to third. And finally, the Cubs are down to their last out. It'll be Billy Williams. Billy 2 for 4 on the day. Farrell staring in. The pitch to Billy is a 1-9 right-handed grounder to second. That's going to do it. Morgan to Gentile, and thank God this one's in the books. Oh my goodness. What a nightmare. I'll have the totals for you in a moment. 14-2 the final. The Cubs did win 2 of the 3 games in the series. Small consolation right now, I'm sure. Hands, of course, takes the loss, drops to 1-3. Farrell with the complete game win is 2-1 now. Farrell allowed 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hits. Two runs, only one of them earned. He walked a pair, struck out 2, 3, 4. Bateman, homer, walk, and a double. You know, in a game like this, we could just call it the team. The whole team is the player of the game, basically. Did anyone not have a hit? No, everyone in the lineup had at least one hit. Holy crap for Kenyon. 43 years young for Turk Farrell. Kuntz in mop-up went 3 1/3. He allowed 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. Didn't walk anybody. And struck out 3. Compared to Hands and Hef, Kuntz looks like Cy Young. I'm going to split it between Farrell and Morgan. That grand slam was huge. That's what put the game away. And against the left-handed pitcher to boot. So here's the totals. The Astros, 14 runs. On only 13 hits, 1 error. The Cubs, 2 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors. I may have missed an unearned run in there somewhere, too. Oh, my God. On the other hand, Farrell's 2 RBIs really didn't make any difference by that point, did they? Definitely credit for the complete game, only allowing 1 earned run. Well, let's see what's on tap for tomorrow. Hopefully a better ball game for you guys, that's for sure. We got the Washington Senators at the Cleveland Indians. Mike McCormick for the Senators. El Tiante for the Indians. That should be fun. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with me. Crazy game today. Astros salvage 1 game of the 3-game series with a 14-2 shellacking of the Cubs. And Franklin says the Cubs are glad to see Houston go. Amen to that. And with that, I'm out of here until tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Spokane Steve wishing you all a very pleasant good evening.